right, John Russell here with Barry Hunter, my man, head coach, Headbangers. Look, we know big fight looming around the corner. Edgar Santana wasn't the guy that you had in mind initially, but you guys always been training, always been working. You've been the guy that's studying the tapes. What you know of Edgar? You know, a guy that's being 35, Spanish Harlem, so he kind of got the home field advantage, but he has that grittiness, the kind of like that dog in a fight that you kind of look for.
He a dog fighter, you know. We saw Edgar years ago when he first really started out, and you know, they had a situation where him and Lamont were going to end up meeting up early on in their careers, according to one of the promoters that we were with then. And for whatever reason, the fight fell out, you know, and kind of stopped watching him. But it's always been that type of guy, you know, kind of put the mind on Lamont, you know, hard soul type of guy, you know, fight hard every time he go out, you know, and you know, pretty much let his work do the talking for him, you know, and people like Edgar that's been around that long, you know, you got guys that come out of woodwork with no history, get shots all day long, you know, and this is his first shot. And so we had to respect that, you know, and it's inside of me glad to get the shot, because he deserved it. And you got so many Edgar Santanas out there that fought, paid their dues, did what they need to do to get the shot, and because they not, you know, don't have a promoter or whatever the circumstance may be, don't get the shot they deserve.
Yeah, and that's what makes it a little bit more dangerous fight.
Yeah, we've been in that position before.
Exactly. So you can relate to it.
I can relate to it. The difference with us and some of the other fighters, one don't have that ego problem. And he's not an arrogant guy, you know, not to the point where though he think he can just overlook anybody. Everybody we prepare for. You can be 0-8 or 0-25, we're gonna treat you as if you're a world champion. And that's what we're gonna prepare for.
Are you expecting more of a brawler approach from Edgar instead of like a traditional boxing style, per se?
You know, he is what he is. You know, even if he started out,
it's a mixed bag.
Yeah, even if he started out, you know, a boxing, my heart and hearts tell me that dog gonna come out. You know, because that's what he is. That's what he fights.
How do you guys prepare for that? Been pretty much setting traps in the corner against the ropes and stuff like that?
Well, you know, pretty much like we prepare for every fight. You know, if you look in this gym and you look at the talent that come through this gym on a regular basis, it's a lot of different styles. You know, bangers, brawlers, speed, orthodox, southpaw fight, short ones, tall ones. So the good thing about that is you get a chance to get all these different looks. So if you see something in that ring, you know, it shouldn't be something that you hadn't already seen.
So, based on the last performance of that fight with Gene, you know, everybody saw you had your moment where you had to really wake Lamont up, wake him up, you know, put your hands in the face. Are you expecting with him, do you think he's progressed mentally enough to make adjustments where you might not have to be so much of an enforcer?
Lamont is what he is, and I am what I am. You know, and you know, anybody that know me and all the years that I've done what I do, I'm a wolf in that ring. You know, and you gotta be. You know, you cannot go in that ring passive. You know, the fighter can't be passive. The corner can't be passive. And a lot of times, that's where the fighters won or lost at. You know what I mean? And you know, we can be winning a fight. You know, and at the time when I did that, he was in control of the fight, and we could tend to be lax in certain areas, you know, and I don't want to let up off the gas. You know, we get paid by the body and not the hour. And so if we can get them out of there early, let's do that, because a herd animal can be dangerous, you know what I mean? And I don't want to get in a situation where you winning 90% of the fight or 99% of the fight, and that 1% you lose costs you the whole fight. So, you know, I had to wake them up a little bit.
Working with Mike Stafford again, you know, coming in here a few weeks ago. How instrumental is that? You know, you guys go back USA Boxing. How instrumental has that been towards this camp?
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. You know, Mike, of course, like family. You hear that all the time, like family, but we really are like family. Yeah. You know, Adrian, Rashid, you know, all them guys I've known since they were babies. 10 years old, 7 years old, 6 years old. And the beautiful thing about that is, you know, not only do we have that unity, that united front, you know, that we have, when they come in this building, everybody check their egos at the door. You know what I mean? And you know, you look at, you know, like I said, Hank and some of the other ones that come through, and even the ones that want to come through, you know, Austin Trout, Topa Khan. I mean, Anthony, Darrell. You look at these guys, man. These are guys that I've known for years. These are guys that we have a relationship with, and so when they come here, it's like coming home, and it's a beautiful thing. A lot of gyms, you may have one gym and about 5 or 6 different teams in that gym. And you've been around all the boxing places. You got a lot of chaos, a lot of drama. We don't have that.
Yeah, it's nothing like that.
Nah, you a headbanger. You know what it's like. Come here, we sit down, we talk about life issues, sports, other than boxing. We have a good time every time.
Now, let's turn the page a little bit. Tell me about Anthony's progression from March in California, because I really didn't get a chance to talk to you about his performance based on that and what you expect to see also on this fight with him.
These guys are rare, When we go into fights after being off, but normally when we first came through, of course we fought on a regular basis all the time. And the reality is when you get to that world class level, you can't fight every month. Like you used to going up the ladder or every other month. Your body got to have time to heal from those 10, 12 rounds of fighting. But where they are at this particular point in time, I think they're in a very, very good position. I actually think they're more seasoned and better fighters, both mentally and physically now than they were a few years back. Because they had the skill set. That's true. But mentally, they had to mature even more. And then when you fight on HBO, it's different from fighting on, some of the other networks. Showtime is different from fighting on some of the other networks. When lights, cameras come on, when you got Michael Buffer or the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr., announcing you, that's a huge thing to deal with psychologically.
Yeah.
And you've seen it time and time again. When the lights come on, a lot of people cut off. You know what I mean? And so at this particular point in time, I think they prepared for that, and I think they're much ready, or shall I say, better suited to deal with that type of situation.
Thanks for your time, Greg. I appreciate it.
Time is mine. Thank you.